Starting a YouTube channel in 2025 shouldn't really be hard, and if one of your goals this year is to get an extra source of income or to leave your job, then starting a YouTube channel in 2025 is easily one of the best things you can ever do for yourself. Now, I'm not saying leave your job and start a YouTube channel. No. Don't do that. On this channel, I have also talked about how much money you can potentially make just by starting your own YouTube channel, and most of you were really interested and wanted me to make a beginner-friendly video on how to go about it. But the way I see it, YouTube isn't and shouldn't be treated as some sort of hobby, especially if you want to make money from it in return. So the first thing you need to do before starting a YouTube channel is to see it as a business and not as a side hustle, even if you already have a 9 to 5 that pays you every single month. You see, the other thing is you would actually never know until you try, so you will need to start from the basics, which is why in this video I'm going to be sharing with you some tips and tricks on how to get started with YouTube, as well as how you can film your first ever YouTube video like a pro, and then we can go from there to discuss how to make money on YouTube. But like I said, you have to start from the basics, and because YouTube isn't a get rich quick scheme, you won't obviously get started today and start making money tomorrow. So if you're someone who has been struggling with how to film, how to get started, or you're basically looking for how to navigate this entire YouTube thing without getting frustrated, then welcome to this video and welcome to this channel, because I am going to be walking you through the step-by-step process of how to make your first filming process super easy. So if that sounds like something you are interested in, grab a pen and a sheet of paper, a notepad, whatever works for you. But I'm hoping by the end of this video, you will be able to get right into filming and posting on YouTube. By the way, if you're new here, hi, my name is Adesholamie, and more often than not, I talk about how to make money, how to grow your money, and how to invest your money. If those are the kind of videos you are interested in, please subscribe to my channel, like this video, and turn on post notification bell for more videos like this. Do not also forget to give this video a huge thumbs up. That way YouTube can always recommend my videos to you. Alright, so the first thing you need to do before filming a video is to do your research. And while a lot of people think this is not necessary, it is important to note that the more knowledge you have about a particular topic, the better and easier it is for you to communicate with your audience. You just don't want to come in front of your filming device and start stammering or feeling lost. You need to be bold, smart, and confident about whatever it is you're talking about. You need to come in front of the camera and say it like you mean it. Say it like your whole life depends on it, and say it in such a way that your audience would be convinced you know what you're talking about, when in reality, you could just be filming with a teleprompter and reading out a script, just like what I'm doing right now. Now, I understand it's going to be a little hard, especially if you've never sat in front of a camera or recorded yourself talking on camera, but over here on YouTube, baby steps are allowed. If you scroll down to my first ever video, you'll notice that I also needed to start from somewhere, and as you continue to watch the other videos I filmed, you will see I was gradually improving and becoming more self-confident in front of the camera, which is the same for most of your favorite content creators or YouTubers. So for your first ever video, you can do a get to know me video, talk about yourself, your background, your lifestyle, work experience, or whatever it is you find pretty interesting. But most importantly, make sure your personality shines through your video. That way people can relate with you and the kind of content to expect from you as you continue posting and improving on your craft. Another thing to note is that YouTube is all about consistency, and there is really no room to fake it. So it's always advisable to be yourself from the very start, or maybe just try as much as possible to keep up with the vibe you are going to start with. So if you want to start off being a loner, an extrovert, or whatever you are, make sure you are able to keep it and can do that over and over and over again. However, changes are always allowed, but you can afford to change your personality every market day. You cannot do that on YouTube. Otherwise, people would think, I don't know. But yeah, for example, I created a new YouTube channel, which is more like a lifestyle, beauty, and vlog kind of channel. But because I'm already used to the camera, it was pretty easy for me to get straight into filming my first video, which was even a Shein haul. Although I did a little bit of introduction before starting the haul, which you can also consider if you feel like you have a boring lifestyle like me. But I mean, it's your first video, so there shouldn't be any pressure whatsoever. It doesn't have to be perfect, okay? Just film comfortably, don't shiver, and if at all, at the end of the day, only one person subscribed to you, that's a sign you're doing something amazing. I promise you, one person means a whole lot on YouTube. I promise you. My second tip is to have a script, and trust me when I tell you that this is going to change your filming process completely. This is something I have done over and over and over and over and over again, and I will always recommend it to whoever cares to listen. What I mean by a script is having something to follow while filming. It is some sort of guide to keep you on track. That way you don't drift away from the point and lose your audience, which is also what a lot of actors follow before and during a movie production. I don't think anyone actually goes in front of the camera and speak all through from their head. They always have some sort of guide, which is going to vary from person to person, because again, we all have different brains and personalities. But what I do is script out my entire content from scratch to finish and read through a teleprompter like this one right here, and this made my filming process 1000 times easier, faster, and even more convenient. The only downside is that sometimes you may have to repeat words over and over and over again. But I mean, if this works for you, then stick to it. Now, this is not to say you should go and buy a teleprompter, but if you can afford it, why not? Okay, I'm going to link this particular one I use below, so you can go ahead to just check it out. But if you cannot afford it, it's totally fine. Trust me, you can survive without it. I also only recently started, I think I started using it sometimes last year, and before I did, I would literally read out my lines one by one from my computer or whatever I scripted with, which was honestly a longer process, but I sincerely do prefer it to just jotting down the key points. But when I first started out with content, I would usually just jot down my points and then speak off my head, which also work. But the most important thing for me is to be able to move past things as fast as I can, if that makes sense. So if you want to jot down your key points, do that. If you want to read through a teleprompter, do that. Just be very comfortable irrespective of what you're filming with. Now, one thing I need to mention when it comes to following your key points is that you need to try as much as possible not to deviate from the main point and your key point. Okay, so you should always remember that. You also want to make sure to practice your script properly before filming to avoid something like that. You get, yeah. The third tip for you is to practice talking to yourself. Bro, this is going to sound weird at first, but trust me when I tell you that I had to do this over and over and over and over again when I started on YouTube. I did this to a point where my mom calls me, "Hi guys, up to date." I mean, she goes, "Is there no hi guys today? Hi guys," stuff like that. Even my baby now says hi guys. And that's because I practice my intro almost every time and everywhere when I got started. And even till now, I still do practice my intros. I'll be like, "Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel, yada yada." And then I proceed to read out my script as if I crammed it. To be honest, I can't remember if I crammed my entire script, but one thing I know for a fact is that talking to myself actually helped me learn how to film comfortably. I even find it weird when people say, oh, they don't like listening to their self. I watch my videos, I play my videos on the TV, and I listen to myself talk because I really want to know what the viewers on the other side of the screen are listening to. In essence, what I'm trying to say is that you need to do this as much as you can. Stay in front of your mirror, talk to the mirror, record yourself talking, listen to it, and basically just rinse and repeat the process every time you can, because in reality, you are not talking to the mirror, but to yourself. Realistically, what you see in the mirror is what the audience will see before deciding if they want to stick around with you or not. If that makes sense, okay? If you're able to do this for a while, you will start doing it unconsciously until you become comfortable with listening to yourself, and would in return make your filming experience even better, easier, and faster, which also kind of like boosts your self-confidence as a creator who is just starting out. So just try this out. Let me know if this is something you do or if this is something you practice at all. The fourth tip I'm going to share with you is to be presentable. This for me is key, okay, and non-negotiable. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you are. You need to look good, baby. Look at me. You need to look good and look presentable. If you're a lady, you want to make sure you are always put together before filming. Your hair, your makeup. That's if you're a makeup person. Your outfit, make sure they are always in check. If you're a guy, make sure to brush your hair, wear a nice outfit, and just try to be put together in general. The whole essence of this is to look very tidy and nice. Over the years, I've had people compliment my makeup, my hair, my outfit just by sitting on in front of the camera like this. And mind you, I was not even talking about all of those. They just noticed and they loved it. People would legit say, oh, what lipsticks are you wearing? I'm like, bruh. For example, if you watch and follow Adesholamie, you'll notice that she never films with her cornrows out, even though she's mostly wearing cornrows, except she's on wig, like you can tell. But she's always wearing turbans. And for that singular reason, I also bought a lot of turbans because it kind of shows how put together she is, not necessarily all glammed up all the time, but always looking good and presentable in front of the camera, which I think you should always consider before pulling out your camera to film. I started doing that and it changed my life. Now, I know you may be thinking to yourself, but I don't have a lot of clothes. I can't afford to change outfits every time I want to film. I can't afford to wear expensive wigs. I can't do this. I can't do that. You know, all of those nonsense, my dear. Adjust. Wear what you have. Nobody's gonna eat you up. I promise you. In fact, here is what I do now. And low-key, it's now like a brand identity, especially for my Instagram content. So basically what I do is I always wear a black dress, a black top, or whatever it is, just like what I'm wearing in this video. Makes my life easier, you get. So I do that whenever I want to film, and that is mostly because I couldn't afford to buy a lot of clothes, and it works every time. It's not like a brand identity, it works. So if you go to my Instagram, you'll notice I'm always wearing black outfits, and I think you can also consider that. So you can decide to stick to like brown or purple or white or whatever works for you. And for my YouTube, I tend to mix black and white, but I'm mostly leaning towards the black side, which, you know, you can also try. I think it makes sense. Now that we've talked about the things you need to do before filming your first video and we have everything in check, let's talk about how to actually film your video, which is the most interesting part. And for this part, I'm going to keep it basic, simple, and straight to the point. Now, if you want to film any kind of video, be it a YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, or any video at all, you will need a recording device, which could either be a mobile phone or a digital camera. But I'm going to assume that you do not have the resources to purchase a digital camera if you're just starting out. So we are going to focus on how to film your first video using your mobile phone. I mean, if you're watching this video right now, chances are that you have a mobile phone and you're probably watching me with it. So it's a good one. Dust it up. It doesn't matter what kind of phone you use as long as it has a good camera system. However, the platform you're filming for will determine the resolution you're going to film with, which is one of the most important things you need to focus on. You need to know that when filming a YouTube video, you always have to shoot in landscape mode so it can fit right into the YouTube settings. And when filming for apps like Instagram or TikTok or even YouTube short form content, you need to film in the portrait mode. For YouTube, you want to make sure to film in 1920 by 1080p, and all you have to do is tilt your phone like this as opposed to like this. After your camera resolution is set, the next thing you need is a microphone, and as a general rule of thumb, your audio makes about 50% of your content and your video makes the other 50%. What this basically means is that both your visual and audio play a huge role in the success of your content. Nobody is gonna listen to you if your audio is shit or they can hear you, but they can at least manage to watch the video even if you aren't filming with the best gadgets in the market, as long as they can hear you properly and you're talking about something they are interested in. And that is why you need to invest in good microphones, and I'm going to link some of the best ones in the description box below, so make sure to check them out. I remember when I first started filming content, I started with a lavalier mic, which I still love so much, but I don't have it right now. However, the audio was great and it served me really well, I promise you. This is what it sounded like back in the day without any fine-tuning or noise correction. You don't need to go to the bank, just sit in your house. Be like money laundry, but you're not laundering money. I wasn't able doing anything at all. I used it for about 3 years before I moved on to filming with a Shure microphone, which I absolutely love even better. But then again, if you're just starting out, you do not need to splurge unnecessarily. So you can just buy the Boya lavalier microphone, which is my #1 recommendation for affordable microphones. All your favorite YouTubers used that microphone. The only thing I did back then that made my life a lot easier was that my videos were always shot in a very quiet environment, a very quiet one. The next accessories you need will be lighting, tripods, and a background. But since you're a beginner, you can easily tweak this around. Film with natural lighting if you cannot afford an artificial light. And trust me when I tell you that this is easily one of the best sources of light you can ever use. However, there are limitations to it. So if you can afford to buy a LED light, please just go ahead with it. For tripod, please go ahead and use a stack of books, but I'm sure you can get pretty cheap tripods for temporary use. Lastly, for your background, make sure you're filming in a clean and clear space. You really don't need a fancy space filled with decorations if you're a beginner. The most important thing for you would be to start with the things that are already accessible to you. Stop looking for what is not lost, okay? If you're constantly waiting to have everything you want before you start putting out content, then you really won't be able to get anything done at the end of the day. But then again, I understand that not everyone would have the luxury of a clean and clear environment, which is why you can always shoot next to your wall or a curtain. Just sit right in front of it and do your thing, okay? That way you won't also have people walking past you or having a lot of distractions behind you, if that makes sense. Just sit in front of a plain white wall and you're good. Now that we have everything in check, the next thing is to record your video, which is also another important part, because there is no point in having everything set and not hitting that record button, which is why you have to try as much as possible to be comfortable before and while filming your video. Don't try to be perfect. Everyone makes mistakes, so it's okay to repeat the same thing over and over and over again. If you shoot a particular clip and then you notice there is a mistake, it's okay to take it over and over until you get it right. Practice makes perfection. Now, if you feel like you are becoming all messy or you're not just getting it, take a break, relax a bit, and then come back to it. It only gets better over time. Now, who give up? Now you do it in. Now him fuck up. I can't remember. I don't know how many times I've said multiple things over and over again while shooting this video. It's a normal thing, okay? Now, to film your video, attach your phone to a tripod like this one and sit right behind it to record your content, and that would be it. Nothing more, nothing less. After filming your video, the next step is to edit your video. Well, except you have a team who edits your video, but I mean, if you're a beginner, you probably won't. So you should know that nobody is going to join those clips together for you. So take your time, sit comfortably, and edit your videos. Editing takes a lot of time, and with editing you have to practice this as many times as possible to get a hold of your style and how you would like your final output to be. An editing app I would recommend is CapCut, which is a very popular and easy application to use. There are also tons of resources online that will guide you, so you really don't have any excuse for not starting your channel or for not knowing how to edit your videos. I used CapCut to edit some of my Instagram content and I love it, but now they have a paid version. I don't know how that really works because I majorly use Adobe Premiere Pro. Now, if you'd like me to film a step-by-step process on how to edit on a mobile phone, let me know in the comment section and I may just film one for you. After editing, the next thing is to publish your video, because then again, your video is not going to move an inch from your phone gallery if you do not publish it on YouTube. But I understand you would probably have second thoughts like, or is this video good enough? Do I look good? Am I fine? Is my hair on flick? Is my makeup this? Blah, blah. My sister, my brother. Yes. Go ahead and publish your video. You've already taken time to get ready, script out your content, and edit your content. What are you overthinking, my dear? Publish that video and wait for YouTube to do its thing, okay? It's not gonna count until you post that video, and from there you'll continue to improve on your scripting, filming, and editing in general. I remember when I started out, I had videos with 7 views, 11 views, and even 100 views, and guess what? I kept on improving and getting better at it. If only one random person watches your video and subscribes, that's fine. That's fame, my dear. It only gets better from there. Do you feel me? Yeah. So the more you practice, the better and the easier it gets for you. I hope after listening to all of these things I've said, you are inspired and willing to create your first ever video. So help you God. Amen. Alright, that's gonna be everything for today's video. If you found this video helpful, please don't forget to click on the subscribe button down below. Also click on the notification bell right beside it so you can get notified when I post a brand new video. See you in my next one. Bye.